What you should and should not do in a street fight. Story 1. The best thing you can do is avoid a fight whenever possible. Even with training, anything can happen in a real fight. An untrained person might get lucky and hit you with something that knocks you out cold. Also, keep in mind multiple attackers. Even idiots have friends. If you're fighting one guy, be aware you might end up fighting his buddies too. If you neutralize one attacker, immediately go back to a defensive stance and scan around to see if anyone else is approaching. Target vital areas. No matter how strong you are, there are things you can't toughen up, like the eyes, nose, or groin. But remember that these can cause permanent damage. Make absolutely sure it's necessary before using such techniques. You might not be the guilty one, but it's something you'll have to live with for the rest of your life. Story 2. I'm a martial arts instructor with 10 years of experience. I've trained in Kung Fu, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and many other styles. These are the tips I always give beginners for street fights or self-defense. First, try to verbally de-escalate the aggressor. Many overhyped martial arts schools completely ignore this option, which I find ridiculous. In my opinion, if you have any chance to get out of a fight or avoid it, don't hesitate, think about it for a second. Avoiding conflict is winning. If you don't fight, you avoid injuries and legal trouble. It's all upsides. If you're already in a dirty street fight, it doesn't matter what you do. Slap them, kick them in the balls, gouge their eyes, scratch, twist their nipples, bite, or throw dirt. Do whatever you can to disable your opponent and get the hell out of there. Take any opportunity to run. Your life is on the line in a fight. This isn't the time to play fair. If you have no choice, go for vital spots like the eyes, throat, nose, or groin, any sensitive point you can think of. It's unlikely that an untrained person weighing 130 pounds could stop a jacked 210 pounds guy, but a kick to the crotch will stop him dead. Never take the fight to the ground, it gets ugly. There could be broken glass, nails, or filth everywhere. Plus, you risk getting your head slammed into concrete or another hard surface. And if your opponent has friends, you won't be able to defend yourself from the ground. Your life would depend on their mercy, no matter how absurd that sounds. MMA fights are on softer surfaces and one-on-one. They might prepare you for some aspects of a street fight, but not all. Story 3. Keep your hands close to your temples. Hooks are common in street fights, and this can make the difference between getting knocked out or being able to counterattack. The last thing you want is to go unconscious, especially in a street fight. Your head will hit the hard ground, which can cause a severe concussion or even kill you. Keep in mind that even with your hands up, taking a hit will hurt and disorient you. That's just human physiology. On the other hand, punching can seriously mess up your hands or wrists without proper training. The hand and knuckles are made of many small bones, and it's easy to break them with that much force. Plus, if you injure your hand without ending the fight, you're down an arm and the rest will be hell. A good rule: punch soft areas like the stomach, and use the palm of your hand for harder areas like the face or jaw. In summary, you're going to get hurt and you might even get killed. This isn't like some magical kung fu movie where you walk away unscathed. Story 4. My dad had a technique for avoiding fights. He called it the jellyfish defense. It goes like this. First, someone hits you and you fall to the ground. Then, you fake convulsions and start foaming at the mouth. Your opponent will think they've caused serious brain damage. They'll realize they could be in big trouble and run away. Finally, you get up, wipe the drool off your chin, and run like hell. Story 5. I'm a judo coach, and the best advice I can give anyone is to avoid the fight as much as you can. If there's no way out, strike first. And if you don't know how to throw a proper punch, use an open palm slap. These can cause major disorientation to the face or ear. You can also stomp on the attacker's foot if they're close enough, then push them back. Stomping on someone's foot combined with a push will make them trip and likely sprain or dislocate their ankle. Believe me, that hurts a lot. It's also pretty effective to break a couple of their fingers. This way they can't punch anymore. So grab them if you get the chance and don't let go. Story 6. I was lucky, my dad was a boxer. We'd score points by tapping shoulders, and he trained me in the art during my teens. So when I faced no-win situations, I surprised my opponents and gave them a solid beating. But still, my final advice is, don't fight. If you don't know what you're doing, better not do it. I'm serious, fighting is no joke. But if you're attacked, protect your head and try not to fall. Even if they're trying to hurt you, keep talking and offer other options. You have to persuade them a bit to stop their aggression. It's tough, but worth trying. Your priority is keeping your body intact. If they're hitting you, keep both hands up in front of the sides of your jaw, shoulders forward, chin tucked. This protects your head. Defend as much as you can. Don't punch back. Absorb hits to the body so your head stays safe. It'll hurt, but that's normal in a fight. If they're grabbing you or attacking at very close range, keep your hands up in their face. Think pressure points, behind the ear, front of the shoulder, under the chin, or under the arm. Also, if grabbed, pull back in the direction of their thumb. That's the easiest way to break a grip. If they're grabbing you, then strike. But remember, punching exposes your head. Use knees and elbows for leverage, forearms against their neck, and your forehead on their nose. This is the best advice for when the aggressor is really close. Still, remember, whatever happens, it's going to hurt. That's okay, it's a fight. If someone grabs your hair, push through the pain. Force your hands between their arms and around their neck. Then control their balance. You can headbutt or roll them left or right. If they're dumb enough to let you, the fight's over. If you're caught in a headlock, stomp hard, pinch with your elbow, and tuck your chin to your chest. Use your elbow to create space. Don't let their arm go under your chin. Don't let them choke you. Grab their thumbs and twist back. Try to force your arm between your neck and theirs, then drive your elbow into them. It's very effective. Seriously, it's going to hurt. Being afraid or trying to avoid pain gives them a huge advantage. Without fight experience, your best bet is to talk your way out. Really, it's possible, and the best outcome. If you've offended them, apologize. If you've messed up, admit it. If you've slept with the girl he likes or his sister, yeah, you're probably getting a beating. But still, apologize. Nothing good comes from a fight. It's worth avoiding. Protect your head. The rest of your body can be put back together. You got yourself into this, don't blame anyone else. Don't play the victim. If you make it home safe, start doing push-ups, bear crawls, planks, and bodyweight squats. You'll need strength for next time. Another option, ask for help from some big stranger nearby. In a group beating, it's worth it. If you can avoid it, don't fight. Seriously, there's almost always a way out, even if it makes you look like a coward, or whatever nonsense some people value. Fighting only brings trouble and can end badly. Why prove anything to anyone? What's important is being okay with yourself and those who care about you. So run from fights and seek peaceful solutions if you can. That's what I usually do, and it works great for me. That said, here are 3 rules. There's no such thing as a fair fight. Someone always has the advantage. If you're forced to fight, grab that shovel against the wall or the flashlight on the table, or kick him in the balls. Hell, even pull a knife and stab if needed. But remember, avoid it if you can. It sucks, but if you want to win, do whatever it takes. I know a guy who beat someone for cutting in line at a movie theater. He kicked him in the head on the ground, then pissed on him to finish. He's changed a lot since then. He's a cool guy now and one of my best friends. In a fight, you don't know what the other person might do to you. If they knock you out, they could kill you with kicks. Clearly, they're in the wrong for forcing you to fight. Your goal? End it as quickly and painfully as possible. If you're truly cornered in fear for your life, fight like it depends on it, because it does. If there's no escape, self-defense is a legal argument. Even if you end up in jail, at least you're alive. There's no honor in a conflict. Fighting risks your life. Always try to find a way out first. If not, follow rules 1 and 2. Story 7. A lot has already been said here about avoiding fights if possible and some combat techniques, so I'll just say, never ever judge a book by its cover. Assume anyone you're facing physically is extremely dangerous. It doesn't matter if they're 5 feet 7 inches and 110 pounds or 6 feet 5 inches and 250 pounds. When you think you have the advantage is when you lose. In a street fight, losing can mean death. Story 8. This is my experience as a nightclub bouncer. Nobody wins fights. Some people just come out a little better than others. But even the winner will have injuries. Back off and walk away whenever you can, even if they call you a coward. As someone who's been to the police station accused of assault, with serious injuries and attempted murder charges, I can say fighting is always the last resort. You'll carry the wounds and permanent memories from every fight. On cold mornings, every broken bone and torn ligament will scream at you for what you put them through. Your hands will become arthritic and sore forever. Work on a solid straight punch or open hand strike to the nose or center of the face. It causes vision loss, nosebleed, and, most importantly, gives you a chance to escape. Same with groin strikes. Build confidence in your physical abilities. Bullies never pick on someone with self-esteem. Always maintain situational awareness, protect your head and groin, and look for opportunities to create distance from the attacker. Finally, do everything possible to avoid the fight. Try talking it out or just run and call the police. There are too many variables in a fight to predict the outcome, and choosing to enter one voluntarily is never wise. When you suspect it's coming, no matter what you do to avoid it, start preparing mentally. Remember, you didn't start it, or did you? Every decision leading to the fight was the other guy's. You don't want to fight and he's assaulting you. Lock in your mind that he's forfeited any right to fair, respectful, or honorable treatment. He's forcing you into this. When you're sure the fight is inevitable, strike first and strike hard. Fight dirty like a demon. If you can, disable him and get out as soon as possible. I grew up in a rough area and worked in bars for a while. I have no issue using dirty tactics like sucker punches or groin kicks. It's not about being fair or honorable. It's about doing enough damage to make them stop before they do enough to you. End it fast, and once they stop fighting, you stop and get to safety. Call the police ASAP. The one who calls first and tells their story is usually seen as more credible. Never kick or hit extra when the opponent's down. You were only defending against a threat. Once the real threat ends, self-defense quickly turns into assault in a prosecutor's eyes. Story 9. If you're a normal, sane person, never try to defend yourself with a knife or get into a knife fight. Don't think you can scare off a robber by pulling a knife or flash one at the idiot at the party. And definitely don't pull your own knife if someone threatens you with one. Knife fights don't exist. In the end, it's just murder or attempted murder. So if you want to end up in prison getting affection from other inmates, go ahead. Some people teach knife use for defense and attack. There are even martial arts based on it. Some of that's cool from a martial arts perspective, and we all agree a little fantasy is fine. But pretending that in the real world you'll pull your knife, he'll pull his, and you'll have a nice duel, that makes you a delusional psychopath. If you think you can face someone with a knife unarmed and say anything other than, "Nice one, sir. Here's my wallet, enjoy," you're nuts. So in summary, never mess with a knife. Real life isn't Pirates of the Caribbean.